Alrighty, so Pisces, those dealing with a Pisces, however you got there, no coincidences, there's a message here. So stick around, get the message, and when you get the message, claim it for yourself. This is a general message though for Pisces for period 1 till 10 September. Take it as it resonates. We're going to take a look at your recent, past, current energy, immediate future, clarify and end off with an oracle message. I'm also going to do a little bit of a recap at the end, so I'm going to make sure that you get all the messages. So stick around from beginning to end. It's also very good for the YouTube algorithm, which I appreciate. So without any further ado, with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader, let's see what's going on for you, Pisces. Alrighty, so Pisces, little bit of all over the place energy that you are coming from, you know, little bit of everything happening over there, because we've got a space of equal give and take, a very fair exchange in energy there when it comes to love, when it comes to self-appreciation, when it comes to positive karma. There's a much higher connection with faith that I feel that started happening there in the recent past for you. Faith really stepped forward to your guides, your guardians, your angels, really step forward for you. And I can see that you've really grown in your connection there with the universe. So even though there's a lot of things going on in energy and it's all over the place, it's very structured though, and it's very positive, and it's a very much a space of, you know, sort of making lemonade from lemons type of thing. Very nice. Let's see what your challenge is, or let's first check your current energy and then we see what your challenge is. Okay, so let's look at your current energy first, Pisces. Let's see what's happening for you in the here and the now. Still very good. Still very good. Really bright over there. Very beautiful for you over there. Growing in strength, going to that next level. So I feel that for many of you, you've really done the spiritual work. You've laid that spiritual foundation that is so important, and I feel that it's so strong for you that you've been laying that, and it's beautiful and it's really amazing. Going into a space where you can have a lot of success, a lot of sudden breakthroughs happening for you, ready for love, ready to receive, ready to give, especially with maybe people that I feel that there's a space here, Pisces, that you may have been sort of like growing close connections with some people. Maybe you were quite close, and then there was a little bit of a separation. You know, they need to go over there to get that whatever done within them. You needed to go over there, so you kind of grew a little bit apart from one another. I wouldn't necessarily say it was necessary, but there is a little bit of a space of having sort of, you know, grown a little bit in sort of personal capacities, you and significant others in your life, and now there's a space of you sort of like coming back together again. All right, so maybe someone moved and now they're moving back, or they moved and now you're moving there, or vice versa, you know, or that sort of thing. Energy going forward, you want to be careful of something here, Pisces. Energy going forward, let's see. It's not really bad, but you just want to be aware of it going forward, especially there with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I feel that for many of you, and this is something that can happen for you, Pisces, where you get stuck in a space, all right? Where it's time to move forward, it's time to let go, it's time to leave their job, it's time to leave that relationship, or it's time to leave that space of being single, you know? It's time to leave certain things behind, and it's time to embrace the new. And knowing that it's time to embrace the new, understanding that it's time to embrace the new, understanding that you have learned the lessons that you needed to learn, and your time is pretty much up. Wherever you are, whatever it is you're doing in a certain energy connection, so sort of holding on to things. And I do feel a little bit for you going forward with a space of holding on to things, because sometimes you don't always, you know, deal that well with changes and things. In that sorry, space of moving on, it might be that you get to a point where life speaks to you a little bit more clearly than you sort of appreciate or would wish. But it also gives you clarity about the things that you need to let go of. I feel that for some of you, you keep people in your life longer than necessary, maybe carrying them, putting up with their shit for too long, you know. And when I say that, it could be not even that it's directed at you, but you know, sometimes we just get these people in life that they just low vibing. They just don't stop, you know. It might be time to move away from those people. Let's look at your challenge. Your challenge is, it's moving on, it's moving forward, you know. It's about understanding that you are ready. I feel that for some of you, what's with the scarf? I feel that for some of you, it's a space of being ready. You have put in the work, you've put in the time, the energy, dedication, and now you're ready to go to that next step. And certain individuals or a certain person, they're just not ready to go with you. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I mean, you know, a lot of times in energy readings like this, we always go to like, oh goodness, bollocks, what now? But I mean, this could be something in the space of, let's say, for example, you live in your mother's house, and now you get into a relationship or connection with someone else. And it's either time for you to marry, or maybe you just don't want to jump in the deep end. Maybe you should say, let's first live together and see how that works out. You know, before we make any sort of commitments. It wouldn't make sense to take your mother into that space with you. You know what I mean? Sudden coughing attack. So maybe, I don't know, some of you are coughing, you got a cough, you just suddenly cough. But that came out of nowhere. And if you did, then maybe there's a message for you. Life is trying to call your attention to something. Let's clarify. Let us clarify. We're going to clarify your challenge first of all. So I see some of you here, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, and Nine of Wands. I see some of you moving forward. I see some of you being either taking it, but maybe for some of you just being ready, made up your mind. It's time for some definitive action. All good. You can go for action, you can make movements in life, you can go for love, you can go for all of those things. You can be open to love, give and receive, all of those type of things. But just make sure that your motivation behind what you do is not running away from pain, unresolved feelings, unresolved emotions, unresolved situation. That you're just like, you know what, screw this, I'm done with that, I don't care anymore, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving, I had enough. And you can do that, no problem, but you don't want to leave, don't sort of leave with unfinished business. Because when you leave with that motivation of unfinished business, then you move from that point. And I can tell you from a personal point, I have got the doctorate degree in running away. I have spent so many years of my life running away. It just gets worse because you are, by running away, you are basically going forward, you are feeding that sort of energy. So you're just making it worse, all right? So I see you being ready to move forward. I see it being very positive. I see it holding you fantastic. I am talking about freaking fantastic potential. But just make sure that you move forward from a point of not running away, not sort of saying, let's say in a situation you say like, I can't deal with this any longer. I get that. But you want to say, I can't deal with this, but I'm moving away with as much peace as I probably can, with as little ructions as I possibly can, you know, without the need to let this person know how you feel on top of their voice, or the whole street or the whole block, or everybody can hear what a piece of, you know, yucky this person is, okay? Because that is the direct opposite of moving from a point of peace, and you will feel ever so enlightened that you know what, I gave them a piece of my mind. But what did you build in energy? And what is the motivation from which you are moving forward? Because that directly determines your experience going forward. So you want to be mindful of that, you know? There's one more message here. What is it? If you give love, you receive love. And they tell me not to tell you the other part, so I'm not going to tell you the other part. Okay. Let's look at the clarification from the past there. Ace of Wands, King of Wands, Seven of Cups. So some of you may have made a beautiful connection with someone, beautiful connection of love with someone, or life opened those doors of prosperity for you, because I can see that happened. And you are ready to receive your highest good. You get your value. You understand your value. In many ways, you understand your purpose. But then, of course, there's the challenges that goes along with it, you know. And so I can see you being ready. I can see a breakthrough. I can see positivity. I can see light. I can see potential. But I can also see that all this glitters isn't necessarily gold. All right. So some of you may have been in a space there in the recent past where, and you can do this sometimes, Pisces, especially when it comes to love, when you really care about someone, you make a special connection with them. You can sort of be blindsided sometimes by the things in people that can be obvious to other people. And a lot of times you sort of blindside yourself, you know. So I do see a possible hint of that could have come in there in the recent past, where you maybe don't want to see sort of like things for what they are. Let's look at what we've got in your current space with clarification. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups, along with the Ten of Wands. If you can really be willing to put in the work, life can be so amazing for you, Pisces. The Queen of Cups is a space of, you know, what you're giving out coming back to you. It's a space of hard work paying off. It's a space of the emotion, the energy that you give out coming back to you in equal measure, you know, good meeting, good type of thing. There's a space of source stepping in. There's release, there's forgiveness, there's better days ahead of you, all right? Better days ahead of you, being ready for better days ahead of you. And so if there's one thing that you want to focus on, it is healing from the past. It is about leaving behind those emotions, leaving behind those people that are doing things that are hurtful to you. Oh goodness, sorry, I'm getting all sorts of funny things. Now I've got a hiccup. You know, leaving those things behind. You can say what you need to say. Nobody's saying that you can't say what you need to say. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't speak your heart, but it's about how you speak it, you know? Try not to, you know, sometimes you want to get that final word in before we leave. Maybe I wanted to let you know all this for so long, but I kept it inside, but now I'm going to let you know. You know? Not suggested. Going forward, potential outcome. You got the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. So this is a step that you want to follow going forward. Seeing the end goal, putting in the everyday tasks a little bit for the end goal, and opening yourself to receive. For some reason, my throat is just scratching. You would swear I've been speaking non-stop all day long. It's, you know when you scream on top of your voice and you get that sensitivity coming in? It feels like that, all right? And then, it's funny enough, I got your oracle message right in the beginning of your reading, so I'm going to show you what it is. But if that was helpful, Pisces, go ahead, like the video, click subscribe, click all notifications so you get your weekly reading. The oracle message that came out for you is forgive. All right, and remember, the most wonderful part of forgiveness is that it sets you free. And it doesn't only set you free, give you peace of mind, it changes your karma because you give out differently. But obviously that doesn't mean that you suppress yourself so much that you almost start getting a stomach hernia from not speaking your truth. You can give it to that person in every single way with all the profanities and the hand gestures and everything that you want to give them in a mirror. So you get off your chest what you need to get off your chest without sort of creating that difficult space with another person. There's a message at the back for you. It says, of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for God, the universe. All right. So, Pisces, I can see that you come from beauty. I can see your beautiful growth. I can see your beautiful alignment with the universe. I can see that you are ready for so many amazing things. You are so ready for the beautiful next level in life. You're actually at a very prosperous space, very abundant space, growing in strength, ready for amazingness, ready to give as well as receive beautiful love. But then going forward, be very mindful to get stuck with things in the past, unresolved things, unresolved issues. It's a space of forgiveness, moving on, and not sort of feeding the energy of what you don't necessarily want in your life. All right. Wishing you all the best of luck. Wishing you beauty, love, and light. Any of you, if you are interested in learning to read the tarot, there's a link for my step-by-step tarot reading course in the description. There's a link for my free oracle card reading course. With all of that, namaste, love and light. See you next week. Bye, beautiful souls.